Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're doing fantastic today. In this video, what I'm going to talk about is cold calling in recruitment. So I plunched some numbers, I ran some data, and I realized that 98.52 cold calls of mine literally go nowhere. So it's literally me picking up the phone, speaking, trying to get through to someone and getting nowhere. Now, I often call blind, so I don't actually even have the person's details. All I know is that company's recruiting, so I don't even know who to speak to. Now, if I realized that if I found a person to contact, possibly I could do much better in actually getting through to them. So I'm going to give you some statistics, and this is all going to make sense and why cold calling isn't the best way to actually win business. It was years ago. However, it's still a good tool, but in theory, looking at the statistic, 98.52. So let's say 99% of cold calls do not go anywhere. So in order to get through to someone or somewhere, or to get a second meeting or to get some interest, that's what I based it on. And you're going to have to make 100 calls in order to get one level of interest. Now, this varies sector to sector. It depends on what time you're calling, who picks up the phone, etc. But as a blanket rule, it's safe to say that if you make 50 calls, you're probably going to get nowhere. It's going to be very tough, especially from an unknown agency, or you're just starting up, or you're contacting the wrong people. There are things that you can make it better, so you can know your sector well, you know where the demand is and where likely people are going to say to you, actually, we need support recruiting for this position. So I'm going to just pitch my idea to you. And my idea is based on data again. So when you're selling, I find that in order for me to actually win business, email is the best way to go. Now, let me give you some statistics. So if I was to send 100 emails rather than make 100 calls, I would get a reply rate. So I would get some level of interest, whether it's no, I'm not interested, or I am. So statistically, depending on the campaign and who I'm emailing, I get about a 30 to 50 sort of open rate. So in theory, that decision maker or that person I'm meant to talk to, half of them or a quarter of them actually read or hear my message. Yeah. Partnered with 1% of people when I cold call. So it's a no-brainer which way is the best way to go about it. So I'm not trying to sell you. I know a lot of people prefer emails. A lot of people do require cold calls. Now, the difference with cold calling is not a lot of people do it. More people are moving towards emails. So in fact, you've got less competition. Cold calling, it's not as effective, but actually when you do win a client, it is pretty good. Yeah. And if they're going to say yes to you, there's always the chance that somebody else might email them later on and do exactly the same thing as you did. So if you've got a reply rate of 10% on that 50 of that 100, you're more likely, or you're in a similar sort of boat off that. So you might get 5 replies, 4 of them might be no, 5 of them might be yes. If you haven't seen my video about the 2 to 8 rule, it guarantees pretty much you're going to get 2 to 8 replies on that. So do watch that video. It should be on the link in above. But in theory, if you want to win business straight away, email is definitely the way to go. And I would highly recommend systemized campaigns. Any advice you need, please let me know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And this applies to all sectors. So I hope this video has been a bit of value for you. And I can't wait for everyone to say, oh, 1%, I smashed the phones, or, you know, I can close anyone. Every call I close. I can't wait for those people to comment below. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and take care.